The first training session. The first training session was so unusual. He was talking about colours. You jumped on certain colours and stuff. I think we did it in a gymnasium, and he was going puce, and I never knew puce was a colour. and he was going touch the air. When I say puce, it's up in the air. When I say, and they were so strange, the colours. But we were doing it, and we were kind of laughing, and then we were trying to think of the colours as well. So because no one wants to make a mistake, because you didn't want to be sent home on the first time you've met him. But he did it in a funny way as well. He was laughing with it as we were jumping, because some of the lads just couldn't get it right at all. But even on the first day, I think he had the lads. I honestly do. On the first day, by throwing in this weird kind of training session.
It was kind of quirky and different.
It was so quirky, yeah, and so different. But I think he did it on purpose. Again, I think that Jack does certain things just for... just to keep you on your toes. It's nothing to do with him. He just, honestly, because he called me James so many times that I obviously answered to it. But I used to think, well, what happens when he calls me Paul then again? But he did it for so long that I just answered to it, and whatever the game was, I kind of played it, and he knew my name all along.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He did.
The Finding Jack Charlton film, I think people who've seen it, it was such a reminder of what a man he was, that he was the boss. It was his way or the highway, very much so, but at the same time, so warm, so fun, such great humanity about him.
Yeah. I'd caused him one or two problems along the way. And I remember one in particular when there was a band, Gerazi, who wanted me to do this single with them. So I went to the studios, and I was so nervous, and I said, would it be okay if I had a couple of pints and stuff like that? So, and I had a couple of pints, and then I said, would you mind? I'm not a singer. You girls sing and stuff like that. Would you mind if I had another couple of pints and stuff? I get up the next morning, and I'm saying to Kevin, geez, Kevin, I'm still buzzing from the night before. But I was coming down a little bit. So as we're getting to the stadium, Jack comes back and said, Paul, look, we need you to play. Just come into the ground, and we will get you a card then from the ground if you don't want to play. And I said, but I can't walk through the crowd to go into the thing. This is what I'm trying to tell you, is whatever I've drunk, it's not been good for me, and I don't feel well. So eventually Jack says, Paul, if you don't get off now, this could be the last time you ever play for us. And I said, I honestly hate saying this, but it might be the last time I play for you then, because I really don't feel well, and I didn't feel well. And Eddie Bryan then came along and just said, Paul, I'll take you back to the hotel. So we walk, and it was so surreal. We were walking in the opposite direction to get a taxi to bring me back to the hotel, and walking through the crowd, and them seeing me walking through the crowd when I was supposed to be playing a game. And I knew I let them down that day. And then they won, obviously they beat them 5-0 or something. And I was just shivering in the bed. There was sweat everywhere. And he walks in the bed and he pulls the blankets down, and I was just covered in sweat. And he just went, he said, oh, sorry, son. He said, I didn't realise how hard you got it. And he just took the things under my chin, and he just said, I'll be back later on. And I think even in seeing me that way, he just thought, oh, Jesus Christ, what a state.
But he didn't kick you out. He did,
no.
He had that caring.
Oh no, that's what
paternal.
I was amazed that he'd even come down to the room to me, to be honest.
And you run through brick walls then for him.
Oh, I would
because of that.
Yeah, and that's what I always wanted to do. I always wanted to say, please pick me for the next one, and I will promise you, no, I won't be drinking up to that game, and I will give you a game that you want, and we'll win that game. I'm telling you.